Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and this is Shannon's Book Nook. And today we are going to use Yahtzee to pick out my 5 reads for the month of April. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you're new here, every month I will use a Yahtzee dice, 5 dice, to pick my reads for the month. So how this works is I use the 5 die I roll 3 different times to try and get what I need. And I use a board that has 5 squares across and down. So 25 squares across. So it's kind of like playing bingo and Yahtzee at the same time. And I just have to find a prompt that matches the dice or the die that I roll. So, you know what? Let's get into the first roll.
Alrighty, so here is what we're working with. Last month, we were kind of all over the place. So maybe I'm hoping these 3 and then maybe 2 more. So we can make this not so chaotic. So let's get started with the first roll. Remember, 5 rolls. 5 rolls total, but remember 3 rolls between the 5 to try and get something that I need. Wow. Okay, so I have 2 3s. Can y'all see let me get this a little bit closer. 2 3s, 2 5s, and a 6. So that would be good for a full house. Is that even still an option? It is, but it's way over here. That doesn't get me much. But 4 5s could get me what am I going to do? Okay, so do I do the full house or okay, we're going to go for the full house. So I'm going to do this 6 and we got a 5. What? Oh no, we're not going to push it. We're not going to push it. I was going to try for one more 5, but if I end up not getting it, then I don't have anything. Oh, but I still have okay, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. Yeah. Go big or go home, yeah? Oh, shoot. Well, that's gonna go for my chance, and I'm gonna go for a free choice.
So for the first roll, we got free choice. And I have a lot of things that I could really pick for this. And honestly, like, right now, this is kind of what I'm feeling, but I know that this is going to be something that is going to be like something that I'm going to need to want to read. And right now, it might be something that I want to read, but will it be something that I want to read in April? Because we still have like 8 days before the month of March ends. Anyways, long story short, this is going to be my free choice, and I can't really show the cover, but it's Daddy Sized by Margot Scott. This is actually 4 spicy novellas that are all bundled together, and it's a not safe for work edition. So there's some art in the book that is not safe for viewing at work. So yeah, this is one thick collection bursting at the seams with possessive older daddies who can't get enough of their curvy baby girls. Now with NSFW illustrations. So yeah, is this something that I'm gonna like? Maybe, but like I said, it is also signed, which I love, which is kind of what made me buy it in the first place. The illustrations and the signing was really what got me. So yeah, the first little story is called Daddy Bod So yeah, oh, I can't show that picture. I'm trying to find how many pages the first story is. The first story is only 77 pages. And yeah. Why didn't I read this for Ramathon? Sorry, I'm like, okay. Anyways, that's my first free choice. I'm a little chaotic today. So, free choice number or spin roll one got me a free choice, and it's going to be daddy sized.
Well, that first roll didn't go as planned, so let's hope the second roll will be better. It keeps rolling on down. Okay, so 2 1s, a 3, a 5, and a 6. Okay. I have 1 1 and 2 2 1s and 2 2s on the board, but I don't have any 2s. I have 4 1s, which is a Goodreads Choice Award. I also have 2 1s and 2 6s, which is an ARC. 3 1s is a series. Okay, I have a lot of options here. So what am I going to do? I think I'm going to try for continuous series. So I'm going to keep the 1s, and then I'm going to see what else I can get. Oops. Okay, this one I'm going to roll again because okay. So 2 5s and a 2. Is that even on the board? Okay, no, that is not on the board. So that didn't really get me anything. Oh gosh, this is not good. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Okay. We got 3 1s, which is continuous series.
Okay, roll number 2 got me continuous series, and I know exactly what I'm going to pick for this. I was originally going to go with Legends of Thesmar, but I decided that I really need to finish Filthy Rich Vampires, and I'm currently reading book number 3, so I'm going to go ahead and put book number 4 on my April TBR so I can get that series wrapped up and done. So book number 2 for April is going to be Filthy Rich Vampires, book number 4, which is called For Eternity. And we are still following Julian and Thea in this series. And so book number 4 kind of wraps up their story. And I am excited to find out, what happens with their story. How do things end? I don't want to read the synopsis because number one, there's going to be spoilers for you since this is the final book in a series. There might be spoilers for me for what happened in book 3. So I am not going to read it. I just know that this book is going to wrap up Julian's story and Thea's story. So let's find out what I have to read next. All right, roll number 3. We're not, okay, so we have something here going. Maybe we can get 2 4s and 2 5s, and then 3 5s, maybe. Let's see what we can get. Okay, we have 3 6s. 3 6s is a KU book. I might as well roll these 2 and see if I can't get a Yahtzee. Oh, we got another 6. Do I have 4 6s on the board? I feel like... Nope, I do not. Okay, we're going to try one more. And if not, we're going to go for this KU spot. So let's see. Oh, so close. It's a 4. That's fine, though. I have a KU, and I'm double checking to make sure 4 6s is not on the board. It's not. Okay, so we're going with KU. All right, roll number 3 got me a Kindle Unlimited book. So I decided to pick Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is book 2 in the Rose Hill series. I absolutely loved Wild Love, which I read, I believe, in February, and it was my first 5-star read for the year of 2025. So I'm hoping Wild Eyes will also be another hit for me. So I'm going to read the synopsis. And it says, a rugged mountain town seemed like the perfect escape from a life in shambles. But on day one, I run full tilt into the world's hottest single dad, and now all my plans are ruined. So Elsie Silver has found her niche. She has decided she's going to write about single dads. And I don't know, like, I love that trope. I will read anything that has that trope. Single dads, loving it. And now all my plans are ruined. As a chart-topping country singer with a recent streak of bad press, it's hard to find any peace, but I find it in Rose Hill, with a little boy and a little girl who steal my heart just as thoroughly as their dad, Weston Belmont. The man is a shameless flirt. He oozes confidence and masculinity in a way that's downright distracting, and in bed, he's addictive. Everything with him is wild and impulsive, and I'm desperate to regain some control. But no one has supported me like Wes does. And no one has ever made me feel as loved as he does either. So while my brain is saying settle down and with the small town horse trainer is possible, my heart says I'm right where I belong. Still, my life as a celebrity haunts me. It has the power to pull us apart. I can see in his eyes that he wants me to stay, and I want that too. But I know better than anyone that we don't always get what we want. Already loving it. Yeah, so I will be reading Wild Eyes for my Kindle Unlimited pick. All right, this is going to be roll number 4. Let's see what we can get. Okay. 1, 2 2s, a 5, and a 6. Okay, I think I'm going to keep my 2 2s. Yeah, 2 2s. And I'm going to roll everything else. Yeah. Ooh, a full house. Because I got 3 2s and 2 3s. Now, I could do a couple things. I could do most recent purchase because I have 3 2s. I could go with the full house, which would be romantasy. But then I could also, I think, oh no, okay. I thought I had 2 2s and 2 3s on the board, but I do not because it's already been used. Okay. I could also do one more roll and see if maybe I could get 4 2s or even a Yahtzee, but I think I'm gonna go with romantasy. You know what? I just thought about it, and it's my game, my rules, so I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it over here at most recent purchase. To kind of look at this row here. Plus, when I was thinking about picking romantasy, I was thinking about picking the next book in the Legends of Thesmar series, but I was also looking at it for continuing a series. So, and I don't think I could fit both of those books in the same month. So, yeah, I'm switching it up. Most recent purchase. All right, so for roll number 4, I got my most recent purchase, and I had a lot of books come in at the same time and around the same time, so I don't remember exactly which one was the most recent, like as in like the last book. So I'm just gonna go with what I think is my most recent purchase. And I think it's the Legend of Thesmar series. So I ordered those books all together and they came in all around the same time as some arcs came in from Atria. So I am kind of hoping I will be able to read Vows and Ruins, which is book 2 in the Legends of Thesmar series, before we get into April. Will that happen? I don't know. but I'm planning on reading it as soon as I finish Filthy Rich Vampire book 3. So we're still following Althea and her story, and Wilder Hawthorne, loving both of them. I want to get back into this series. I miss it already. I read Blood of Steel earlier in the month of March, and I was like, I have some other things that I really need to get read, focus on those, and then come back to this. And now I'm like, I just want to read this series. So anyways, I'm hoping I'll be able to read this in March and then read this in April, which is the prequel, Slaying the Shadow Prince. So if I do not read Vows and Ruins in March, then I'll add this in April. If I do read this in March, then I will read this in April. Or if I don't read this, I'll read both in April. Who knows? I already have my bookmark in this book. I'm ready to read this. So maybe I'll read both of these in April. Who knows? But they're getting read.
Okay, this is the final roll, okay? Let's see if we can clear the board and get 4 5s. If not, let's get something that's going to be a little more fun. Okay, there's 2 6s. There is 1 5. Okay. Let's just, roll these again. Oh, okay. I'm going to count this as a 5. 2 4s and a 2. Okay. Here is the problemo. Okay. If my next roll does not give me 2 more 5s, what do I have? What do I have? Okay. This one, 2 5s and 2 6s. I don't have any 6s. Okay. This one, 2 4s and 2 5s. That would be a feed scroll. That could be fun. And then I have 3 5s here, which would be romance. So you know what? Let's roll this too. So this would guarantee I at least have something. And yeah, I'm glad I did that because that gave me nothing. So feed scroll it is.
So for my 5th and final roll, I landed on feed scroll, which is always a little bit fun. And you saw my screen on the previous clip that as I scrolled through Instagram, I found Two Twisted Crowns, which is a book that I do have currently checked out under Kindle Unlimited. It is a series or a duology that I'm currently in the middle of and I'm hoping to finish. So I'm glad I landed on that. I found it. So Two Twisted Crowns is by Rachel Gillig. It is book 2 in the Shepherd King series duology. This is the sequel to One Dark Window, and we're still following Elsbeth, and she must face the consequences of what she has wrought. Perfect for readers of Hannah Whitman's For the Wolf and Alexis Henderson's The Year of the Witchling. So this has got some like gothic vibes, some spooky autumn/fall vibes, but I'm reading it in spring. But I'm still having a good time with it. I really enjoyed One Dark Window. Not as much as I thought I would, but I've heard that book 2 is where it's at, Two Twisted Crowns. So I'm excited to finally get back into this and finish this duology off. And you know what? I think that's my goal in April, is to really finish out a couple series or duologies that I've started, like Filthy Rich Vampire series. I'm hoping to get that done this month. Then the Shepherd King duology, hoping to get that done this month. And the Legends of Thesmar, continuing with that. So those are my 5. But I also have some book club books that I need to talk about and some other challenges that I'm participating in. So let's talk about those books real quick. So the first book I want to talk about is a bingo challenge that it's the whole year of 2025, and each month, the person running the challenge has a prompt for each month, and we're spelling out the words "books are life." And so each month has a letter that the book has to start with. And we're on K, books. So for the month of April, I do need to read a book that starts with a K, which this would fulfill, Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. So I will plan on reading this. And this follows and a group of older assassins who have kind of retired and they get brought back in to that life. So yeah, it's the little quote at the top says, "This Golden Girls meets James Bond thriller is a journey you want to be a part of." And I heard that there's a second book coming out, and so I just love the idea of having older characters in your books. I just love that. So yeah, I am excited to read this one for the letter K. And then for my book club pick, one of my friends, Miss Tatum, she picked a spicy book for book club. And I love that. When I looked up the cover, I was like, ma'am, okay, I see. So yeah, we're gonna be reading Play Along by T.L. Swan. I will read the synopsis for you. And this is a dark romance. It's an enemies to lovers. It has some suspense. So, and the cover is a spicy. So it says, "I met him, the man of my dreams, on the worst day of my life. Catching my boyfriend was bad. Coming out of the club in a daze, I stumbled upon a situation which was worse, much worse. And it would have been deadly too if he wasn't there to save me, my unsuspecting hero. He was rugged, wild, and powerful. The way he looked at me set me on fire. He was wrong for all the right reasons, a bad man with a good heart. And I fell way too hard. Things started to go amiss, and pieces of the puzzle are missing. Why was he there that day? Who is he really? I'm so confused. My head and heart are in a battle to the death. Do I leave with my head or stay in love with my heart?" And it says, "Publisher's note, this is a full-length standalone romantic suspense." So I'm excited to read this one for book club. And yeah, we have a couple more books that I need to talk about. So for one of my last reads, it's a Libby hold that I anticipate coming in April. And it is also one of my 25 and 2025 books, which is All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So this is book 3. Yes, book 3 in the Natural series, which is like a young adult Criminal Minds. So if it's got those same vibes, okay? But I do hear that book 3 and 4 get a little bit darker than what book 1 and 2 were. So on the back, it just says, "After a string of brutal murders in Las Vegas, Cassie Hobbs and the Naturals are called in to investigate. But even with the team's unique profiling talents, these murders seem baffling. Unlike many serial killers, this one uses different methods every time. All the victims were killed in public, yet the killer does not show up on any security feed. And each victim has a series of numbers tattooed on their wrist. Hidden in the number is a code. And the closer the Naturals come to unraveling the mystery, the more perilous the case becomes. Meanwhile, Cassie is dealing with an equally dangerous situation and much more painful mystery. For the first time in years, there's been a break in her mother's case. As personal issues and tensions among the team mount, Cassie and the Naturals will be faced with impossible odds and impossible choices." So I'm excited to get back into this series because it has been a minute since I have read one of the Naturals books. So I'm excited to get that done. Then the other Libby hold that I anticipate coming in is Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. And all I know about this one is that I've heard that it's young adult, but it reads more new adult. I know a lot of people had a problem with that when it first came out, that Allie had said this was a young adult romance when it was really more of a new adult romance. So, and I know this also focuses on chess. So I'm really excited to read another Allie Hazelwood book. Allie Hazelwood tends to write a lot of similar tropes in her books. She has found, what she likes and what works for her. And so she's pretty consistent with those things. So I try to kind of space out when I'm reading an Allie Hazelwood book, especially when it's focused on STEM. But her Bride book, the paranormal romance, which was outside of what she would normally write, I absolutely loved that. I also have Deep End as a book that I want to read, but I'm not going to get to that anytime soon. So I am going to read Check and Mate when that comes in April as a Libby audiobook. So those are my reads for the month of April. Here is the little stack of books right here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around for this long, don't forget to like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you next time. Bye.